What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Wild times here in the markets for the downside. Hopefully everybody is doing okay through these pretty hard sell-offs. We haven't seen stuff like this in a long time, especially over in the stock market. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and consider doing so. A lot of the viewers not yet part of the channel. Go ahead and join us over here. So today we're going to take a look at Casper. We're going to take a look at CNN Fear and Greed Index and also the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Also want to share with you a little insight on reversals on a smaller time frame, and we'll use Casper here. It has a look like a reversal, and we'll kind of share with you what they look like. So before we start off on the charts, let's take a look over at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We are sitting at a 10. It's pretty incredible that we're sitting down at these low levels, and it's rare. We don't get to these levels very often, and we definitely don't stay at these levels for very long. You can see we are at a 10. Down here is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index over time. This is the max. Looks like this goes back to 2018. And you can see where we are today. Way down in here. When we get down to these levels, the price will not stay. We will get a bounce back to the upside. And what does that mean? Usually means a rally in the markets. So if we scroll down a bit, we are in extreme fear. So extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity. So if you're a contrarian investor, keep your head out of the news. Pretty good time to be picking up inventory here in the crypto markets. So that's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Obviously, if we were pinned on the other side, that would be a potential area to be looking to take some profits off the table. And then the opposite of that, looking to pick up inventory over here. So keep that in mind. Let's jump over to the CNN Fear and Greed Index. Now this is for the stock market. Once again, sitting in extreme fear. So for what that is worth, keep that in mind as well. I've seen this indicator much low. I want to say the lowest I've seen this was 8. It might have been 6, something like that. Keep that in mind, though. Definitely getting oversold here in the markets. Excuse me. All right, so sentiment looking very good here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some more sentiment here over on Investors Business Daily. So right now we have, now this is for last week. This week will be out, I believe, tomorrow or Thursday. Bulls at a 30 and the Bears at a 39.3. So this market sentiment is in very good condition. It's telling us that the markets are getting extremely oversold and looking like a good time to get back in the markets for a good long trade. All right, let's jump over to the charts. So you could see on my chart right now, we have the horizontal red line that runs from the left all the way to the right. That is where Casper is trading at right now. And where is that level? So that is at, looks like just about 5 cents, 4.99. And it is right at these support levels back in here from July in 2021. So Casper is trying to find a footing here, and it's tough to call out a footing on a stock as it continues to drop. And one of the areas to help do that is previous areas of support, which is what we have over here. So will the price find support there? So far, it looks like it's trying to. Now let me zoom in here to some closer candles here, and you can see how we are wicking up big time here. So that is a good sign that there is some supports stepping in for Casper. We hit a low of Casper yesterday of 440. Pretty incredible. And I believe that is a incredible deal to be picking up some of this, not financial advice. You could see though, yesterday's video, I had mentioned that we could find support here, which we obviously didn't, because this red candle was very nasty, and then what followed today's candle. And that support area also correlates with this whole area over here. So we were saying, will this be the third time over here that we find support? So far, no, but we could wick up very high today and turn that into support, of course. I also had mentioned sometimes you'll get, so you have an area of support right here. You have an area of support right here. Sometimes, and this is what we could be seeing now, we'll know within a couple days, I would think. Sometimes you'll get a break below a major area of support or resistance, and then you'll get a counter move back up, and that'll begin the trend. So it's basically a shakeout. You can kind of see it over here. So we have a area of resistance. We broke through that area of resistance, failed, and then started a new trend to the downside. So the reverse of that would be a break below these supports. So we have support here and support here, or at least old support. Now it could be resistance. So we broke through that. So essentially a breakout, but a bearish one. And we could wick up like we're doing now and change the trend to the upside. So just like this area broke out and changed the trend to the downside, this area could break down and change the trend to the upside. Sometimes they use that as shakeouts. So keep that in mind for Casper. All right. So congratulations to anybody who picked up some inventory way down in here. Of course, doesn't mean that's going to be the bottom, but wow, that's very cheap. Putting in some new recent lows here for Casper. Like I said, we still have this low over in here that the price could get to and find support. That low is, looks like 3 cents. So, hey, we're not too far away. All right. So anyways, I wanted to show you some reversals from the smaller time frame for Casper. If you have not yet hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, go ahead and join us over here. Appreciate all of the subs. Definitely appreciate the comments to see what everybody's thinking, and check out our polls on the community tab. Putting out some polls, trying to get some info from the subs here. All right, so here we are looking at Casper. So yesterday, let's see what we have here. This is pretty common to see, especially in sharp sell-offs. Doesn't always mean that's the bottom, but you'll see this at a market bottom. At least a sharp sell-off to a quick recovery. So we're fading here. Crypto, Casper, markets are fading. And then things start to heat up. And then we get that waterfall bathtub drain analogy. Boom. Trade up, undercut the low. What followed that is what I want to talk about in today's video. So we have a low right here. We traded up. And then right here, we printed a higher low. And if you go back and watch my Tesla videos, I think the S&P videos, a bunch of the videos, I talk about a change in trend from lower highs, lower lows, higher lows, higher highs. So once we printed this higher low, the price rockets to the upside and prints a higher high. And that was the change in trend, at least for now, and definitely for yesterday afternoon and the overnight session. So keep your eye out for that. We have a low. We pulled back, printed a higher low. The price rockets higher, prints a higher high, pulls back, higher low, another rocket higher. You can see we actually got all the way up to here. So you can see how fast the trend can change once it prints that higher low and people get bearish again. Short covering begins huge. And then we actually got a bunch of noise here, came back down, printed a lower high, lower low. It's still higher than the major lows. And then we've just been continuing to chop back to the upside here. So now this is on a smaller time frame. This is the 3-minute time frame, and this is my favorite time frame. But you'll see this on the daily charts as well. Tesla did it on a daily chart. Excuse me. So here we go. We got the waterfall move to the downside, move back up, undercut the lows. And I just remember that on the daily chart, I went over that. We'll undercut a major low and then actually change the trend. That's a shakeout. Came up, still printed a lower high. So we're still in a downtrend. The key is right here. We printed a higher low, and that move to follow straight up like a rocket. Here's the higher high, pull back, higher low. Now we're in a confirmed new uptrend here. Now understand this is on a 3-minute. This is all 3-minute bars, very small time frame. And then the next higher high, rocket higher. Found resistance above the 200-day. And then chopped around a bit, pulled back. And then now we are continuing to basically move up to sideways a bit here. So daily chart, small time frame chart, keep your eye. When we get these sharp sell-offs, undercut the low, pulled up, higher low. This is right. So if you were short, this is a big warning sign right here to be careful of, because when you print a higher low like that, you'll see the counter moves can be extremely strong, and that's what we got. Higher high, higher low. Basically the highs over here. We did wick up here, but we closed here, still a higher high. And then basically started a downtrend because we undercut this low. And then we're actually in some noisy, choppy area. But the key is this area right here. We undercut a low, pulled up, printed a higher low, and then you're off to the races from there. So I just wanted to share that, how markets can reverse from lower lows to lower highs to higher lows, and then that reaction move to the upside, printing that higher high. So if you're short and the markets are trending to the downside and you get a strong move down, when we trade back up, usually you'll find some resistance. You'll pull back again. The key is that pullback is usually a higher low. And then that move that comes next is usually a higher high, and it can be very, very strong. So keep your eyes on that for the traders who are short. It's very interesting. You'll see it on a lot of charts, especially when the trend changes. So, all right, guys, gonna wrap it up for this video. Check out the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Just do a search and you'll find that. Check out the CNN Fear and Greed Index for the stock market. Check out the sentiment over on Investors Business Daily, the bulls and the bears. And when we start getting crazy moves, volatile moves, jump into a smaller time frame. Check out the 3-minute chart and you'll see trends. You'll start to pick up on trend changes, both to the upside and to the downside, and sometimes the upside. Sometimes tops will form in a similar way. They'll kind of take their time, and then you'll print that lower high and you'll get a strong move down, and then the trend will start to move to the downside. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the video comments. Have a great Tuesday. Let's see if the market can get some momentum under its belt. Looks like the futures are up today. Casper, I believe, is still down this morning. Not as much as it was. What are we at today? Down 4.79%. Wicking up nice. If we can get a strong close on this candle, perhaps we'll have a nice green candle tomorrow or even by this afternoon. All right, guys, take care.